Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name's Natasha and I upload faith and lifestyle videos on Mondays and Fridays. So if you're not already subscribed, be sure you hit that subscribe button right here and also hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. On to today's video. If you haven't been able to tell by the title, today we are talking about marriage. I'm probably gonna have to go back in a couple months and refilm this video and update you completely because I've only been married for 2 months. So what do I know? But I mean, in this 2 months, I have learned so much about marriage. Marriage is not easy, but it's not hard either. Marriage is something that you have to work at, and it's not something that's just gonna be easy. It's a full-time job, and you're gonna have your highs and your lows and your ups and your downs. It's just gonna happen. But I did take some notes. There's no such thing as a perfect marriage. It's something you have to work at, but it's fun. Before I got married, everybody was like, "Ugh, you really want to get married? It's so hard. You're gonna be so miserable. It's not gonna be good. You're too young." I don't know what they were talking about because it's really not that bad. I have friends who got married younger than what we did. I'm literally 20 and they're doing great. So I was like, well, if marriage was so bad, then nobody would do it. But I don't think it's as bad as what everybody puts it out to be. It's actually pretty great and I love it. I'm just here for you to tell you what me and my husband do to be happy. I grew up with divorced parents and I lived in a broken home, and I never did have the best home life. I can honestly say that right now I have the best home life I've ever had in my life. And I'm so blessed and thankful to have a husband who is as good as Joe. So with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get into my notes and tell you guys what works for my marriage. This isn't step by step. What works for me, it might not work for you. This is just what my husband and I have done in the past 2 months that have actually helped us. All right, so first and foremost, to have a happy marriage, you're gonna have to let God be in the center of your marriage. Okay, I'm not saying that if you are a Christian and Christ is the center of your marriage, you're gonna have a perfect marriage. No, there's no such thing as a perfect marriage. But I mean, whenever you do have Christ in the center of your life, and then everything that you do, everything just seems to move so much smoother. And you have such a peace about things. Life's not hard anymore. Everything it just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just so much better. And if you're a Christian and Christ is the center of your marriage, then you know what I mean? It's just, you feel at peace with everything and everything just seems to fall into place. One way that my husband and I have kept Christ in the center of our marriage is by praying together. It is my favorite thing each night. My husband is a pastor and he spends a lot of time with God, and I do too, but I'll be honest, he spends so much more time with God than what I do. He's constantly studying his Bible, praying all the time, and my favorite thing ever that my husband and I do is we pray together. We always pray together before we eat food. And one of the cute things that I think is adorable that he's been doing lately is whenever we'll pray, he'll go and hold my hand and he'll want to pray. And before, when we were dating, he would never do that. So I just think it's really cute and special that I guess it's nothing, but I think it's cute that he wants to hold my hand and just pray with me. And then at night, we like to pray together too. Honestly, it brings you so much closer to your spouse whenever you pray together. I like to take turns and pray. Whenever we pray, I like for him to say a prayer, and then I like for me to say a prayer. And then we just go our own separate ways and say our own prayers to God, so it's more personal. Because my husband, he's all about having his own quiet time with God. And so that's one thing as a pastor's wife that I struggle is I love to just spend time with him, and I want to spend as much time with him as I possibly can because we both work full-time jobs and we don't see each other that much. And so whenever I do see him, I just want to spend every living second with him because I love him. And he's like, I have to read my Bible. I have to spend time with God. And I'm just but I miss you. But I'm making a video on like how it's hard being a pastor's wife too, so be sure you're subscribed. Next thing that I think is crucial in having a happy marriage is actually liking the person that you're married to. My husband is my best friend, and it's vice versa. We love spending time with each other, and he's the only person that I want to spend time with. At work the other day, a bunch of my coworkers were going out to a movie, and they were like, Natasha, do you want to come? And I was like, you know what, I'd love to, but I miss my husband. He's been at work and school all week, and I haven't even got to see him at all. So I think I'm going to spend some time with my husband. And I would rather spend time with my husband. I'd rather do the same activities that my coworkers were going to do just with my husband, because I just love him so much that I want to spend every living second with my husband. He is my best friend, and I love him, and I tell him everything. He doesn't care probably half the things that I tell him, but I still tell him because I love him. Your husband should be your best friend. One reason why I think me and Joe connect so much is because we both grew up in broken homes, and I think we relate to each other a lot. The next thing that I think is very crucial in having a happy marriage is communicating with your spouse. I'm just gonna tell you right now, if you're not married, you need to know this. Your spouse cannot read your mind. You have to verbally talk to your spouse and tell them what is on your mind. They can't read your mind. You're gonna have to talk. I think a lot of arguments in marriages are caused because of miscommunication and just like spouses not communicating at all. And communication is key in a marriage. Like, I feel like you cannot have a successful marriage if you do not communicate good with your spouse. The next thing that I think is very important in a marriage is compromising. You're not always going to get your way in a marriage. I'm sorry, I hate to break it to you, but you're going to have to compromise. If your husband wants to do this thing and you want to do this thing, you're going to have to find it in the middle spot, and you're going to have to do it, because you're not always going to get your way, and your husband's not always going to get his way. So just keep that in mind too. You have to always be thinking about your spouse. And I always put my spouse above myself too. I don't ever put myself above him. Like, I put his needs above mine because I just care about him that much more. Another thing that I think is just like an extra thing is find out each other's love languages. My love language is I like to spend quality time with my husband, because I'm always working and he's always working. We're either at church or we're always just constantly busy and always doing something. We never have free time. And like, whatever I'm doing, I could be studying for school or something. I just want to sit next to him, and I just want to just be with him and like in his presence. I'm clingy, I know, but that's just my love language. And I want to spend quality time with my husband. The last tip that I have to help you have a happy marriage is to do things that married people do, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's all I'm going to say on that topic. But that's all I have for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And leave a comment down below. Comment down below any prayer requests, video ideas, or just anything that you want to say. And let me know if these tips have helped you. I will see you guys next time. Bye.